I'm back. I want to show you this awesome heirloom cookbook, at least that's what I'm calling it, that I have made. The idea behind it was to make an heirloom cookbook that was a brand new cookbook but didn't look brand new. I wanted it to look collected. I wanted it to be something that's found over time. Something that has something old, something new, everything mixed up together in it. So I just kind of started with a color scheme, and I recently learned that this blue is called Viridian, and it's my friend's favorite color, so I chose to use that. And then I just went with a color scheme of pinks and purples that I felt like would just go well with it, with the color. I added some stationery in, like postcards and things that could be used as recipe cards or anything else of that nature. I like this little saying, "Thank you for being a key part to our past, present, and future." This particular gift is actually for a girlfriend of mine that's more like a sister than a friend. We've known each other for, gosh, forever. All of my cover pages are actually just cutouts from calendars or cutouts from magazines. I liked this one because it had a little bit of a French restaurant on it. Kind of just set the tone and the vibe for the book, was my thought. So occasionally I just had a normal printout, but instead of printing on white paper, I did some old-fashioned type paper. And then occasionally I printed on some colors. And then this is a bookmark, so you can slide it around inside your book wherever you need to. All of these are printed off of web pages, which makes it really convenient to print them. These were all already in my own cookbook. These are some favorites of mine. Each page I tried to do 2 cards. I plan to write, this is what I know about this recipe, where I got it, who it was from, a little bit of history, and then she'll have a card where she can do the same. So here's a little bit of history on where the recipe is from. I took some of these pages out so you could really see them and get a feel for them. Again, here's some more stationery, kind of that idea of a collected book, you know, when somebody hands you a recipe and it's scribbled on something. So now she's got places she can scribble her own recipes. This one's a pocket, kind of cute. So here's the actual printed recipe. Notice it looks old and worn, and I like that. And here's a card where she can either write some details about the recipe as she learns about it, or we can write some history about the recipe and the friends who gave it to us. A lot of these recipes, since I know her so well, are actually chosen from mutual friends, so that way we have friends' names that we recognize throughout, which is what an heirloom recipe book should be. Occasionally I would just embellish a page. I liked that this had the full color, so I printed all these out, and then sometimes it was a magazine. This one I'm really proud of. It's very different, but we've got card number 1, card number 2, and card number 3. I did 3 cards because this is my mom's all-time favorite recipe that she's kind of most famous for at her parties. So we're going to do a card for mom, a card for me, and a card for my friend. And then this one is just some bright colors, something different. Again, a couple of cards so I can write, she can write. And I love some fill-in spots. I feel like when you're making books like these, it's good to leave some spaces so that the person can actually personalize it, make it their own. Here's one so she can write about a favorite Thanksgiving one of these days. Or maybe a bad turkey making experience. Again, more writing spaces. I'm a big journaler, so I like to leave lots of spaces to write, even if those spaces just become another recipe later on. This one was fun, all the fall feelings. This is a personal family favorite. Babies like it, toddlers like it, everybody likes it. And then this one was barbecue, so we did a little bit of Texas stuff. The most expensive ingredient in this recipe is actually the Lapsang Souchong tea that you use to smoke your meat yourself. So along with this book is actually a gift of a box of that tea, so she can try smoking it herself. These are postage. You can move them around if you'd like. You can leave it there. Another postcard. Use it as a recipe card. This was actually printed on the back side of a piece of scrapbook paper, and then I folded it all over to get those perfect colors. I chose pockets because I don't know about you, but every recipe book I've ever had, I need lots of pockets. Again, a name of a friend that we both know. And then, look, I made them look like cookies. Is that fun or what? So, in the use of your cookbook, whenever you're actually cooking and baking out of it, you're not going to be opening all these little ditties. But it's the fun little historical piece. These were just free-handed. You made some lemons with some colored pencils. I feel like the page just needed extra. And some birthday cake. And a birthday card. How fun is that? Think of it as though maybe somebody had given you a birthday card and you tucked it in with your recipes. That's the idea behind this. So then she can write history of either about this particular recipe or just about a special birthday. And then here's another one. It's got another pocket back here. It has a small piece of paper, but a really big pocket. So she'd have the option of tucking more things in herself if she wanted to. This is a candy that I make every Christmas, and it's Christmas time here right now, so I literally just made 2 batches of this week. And then this page took me a long time to figure out the mechanics of it. I wanted a place to stick all these little recipe cards. So here's the front of your recipe card. Here's the back of your recipe card. And here's your places to do some writing if you'd like. Miss Dixon's banana cake. Miss Dixon was actually a music teacher for both of us in high school, so we both know her well. Gammy's pumpkin bread. This is her grandmother's pumpkin bread recipe. And then everybody always is on the search for more recipe cards occasionally, right? So tucked in a couple of those. And that's it. I wanted to pull everything out so you could see just kind of how it works. But one of the things I like is it's easy to personalize. You can put your own recipes into it. You can put only recipes you think they might like in it. I just kind of mixed it up a little bit and did things that I thought I liked. I've never made something quite like this, so it's definitely challenging for me. But I'm really pleased with the final result. And this particular friend really likes homemade and personal touch items, so I think this will be a perfect gift for her. Well, it's not just happy crafting, it's happy baking.